And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, maybe this is a turning point. Maybe I'm just going to become an opener, not a carded collector. Hello there. And now, just before I open this Cobb Vanth at long last, I'll tell you now, there was a sale on Star Action figures, and they reduced something I was boycotting and not wanting to buy, which is this Jango Fett. The reason I didn't want to buy it is because I got a bit of a love-hate thing with, what are they called now? Deluxe. This was reduced to £8.95, was it? Let me just double check that for you. Yeah, man, Deluxe Jango Fett. Well, £7.46 the one the tax was added on. Decent price though, man. Really good. For that, I can't say no to it. And I think that maybe I underestimated how good the facial sculpt of that is. I thought it didn't look rough enough for Tamora Morrison. You know, he's very scarred. The clones look very polished, new, the skin and everything, but he looked quite weathered. So, speaking of Fetts, this is Cobb Vanth Mandalorian armor. I've been watching season 2 of Mandalorian as well. I'm going to move on to season 3 soon. Only because I was sort of celebrating 4 years of this season, which was phenomenal. Season 2 anyway. That's 4 years ago. This Christmas, it was like end of the year. But this, despite all I've moaned about these big cards, I actually think there's a silver lining. I think it's a blessing because I don't want to keep them mint because they break the rule, the standard Kenner cardback size rule. But that's a good thing for me because I am seriously running out of space. It doesn't seem like long ago that I was talking about this room being full and running out of space in here. It's very true of my carded collection. I've just filled a wall outside my carded room. But I'm kind of going beyond the boundary of where I said to myself that I would have figures in my house. So I'm thinking of whittling everything down to TVC 1.0 anyway. But if they keep bringing out stuff like this, much as this is a beautiful, look at it, beautiful altogether. The figure's great, the cardback's great, the image, with the racetrack, I mean, when I say the cardback's great, the size is annoying. But him, the way he looks on the card is incredible. There'll be people out there who will want to buy these and put them in these DC deflectors or whatever they're doing. But I just think it's time I stop getting things like this. They will lose more money, Hasbro that is, because then I won't be buying 2 of everything anymore. Plus, I've gone as far as I can go, man, with this buying 2. I was talking with Tim from Boss about me about this, and I am madly in love with TVC 1.0, and I've had a massive renaissance of that recently, and I want to keep that my collecting focus now. 1.0, all these beautiful variants, plus the cards are phenomenal as well. But this 2.0 stuff, nah, man. Not a lot of them are that great. Some of them are just average. The figures are wonderful, but, you know, and again, you've got to find the space for it. And until I have a mansion or a basement, I only have that small box room and it's coming out of it, man. Anyway, just thought I'd give you that little bit of a waffle and an update. This is Cobb Vanth. And before I open him, let's enjoy this in the packaging. Look at it. And do you know what? I loved him. Watching the series again last week reminded me, I actually liked how the armor looked when he had it on, because it was, I suppose in Empire Strikes Back, maybe you can see the silver underneath the green paint. It's weathered and stuff, but it was even more so in this series. And I wished Hasbro brought out a helmet looking like that. Really chipped, really weathered. Just something about it really, really worked for me. Didn't like it when he painted it up though, when he was on Morak or whatever that planet was called. Still, look at this. He looks great. Timothy, whatever his name was, he was great. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, maybe this is a turning point. Maybe I'm just going to become an opener. I'm not a carded collector. Just feet to the card back now. It's great, isn't it? Think it through. He says that in Book of Boba Fett. Think it through. That's a brilliant photograph. Look at that. I'll keep this card back. You know what I mean? So I'll open this carefully. I'm not going to do a bow yeah. I'm not going to go bow yeah. I'm going to keep it as clean as I can. And there's a blurb at long last on the back of the card. Nice to see something other than the security crap we've had for many years. Please excuse my voice. I've been very, very ill for over a fortnight, and this is the culmination now of doing a lot of coughing. I'm not after sympathy, but I just wanted to explain why I might sound gruff. Let's get him open. Always take a sniff of the figure. This could have all been put inside a normal-sized cardback for sure. It's got a lot of accessories, but come on, man. No more than any other old TVC figure has had. Check out my video where I ranted about that. It deserved a rant, man. A lot of people are saying the same as me. And I'll meet you halfway if you love all this, because I do think they look great and the figures are wonderful, but let's get them out. Just go in. Just want to show you all the accessories. Look at him, he looks like he's dead. And there's that. You get one of them. There's the helmet. I love that bit when he put it down on the table in the cantina. And then he's mortified, doesn't he, Mandalorian? He's like, you're not Mandalorian. Anyone who takes the helmet off, he's like, oh, what are you doing? Great. Nice gun. Is that Cobb Vanth's gun? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it is. When he shoots people. When he shoots those people in the cantina. There's that. It's a surprise, given this is supposed to be deluxe, that they haven't given us more of that. Just the one you get. Only one. I suppose you only need only one. But, you know, I'm just saying they could have given you more. But where would you keep it when you hold it in his hand? They're supposed to be inside this, I guess, aren't they? I don't know how many he can have at one time, Boba Fett, but anyway. This isn't Boba Fett, but you know what I'm saying, how much Fett's backpack can take, how many of those warheads. Right, I'm going to set him up and we'll have a look at him stood. His articulations is normal, it's fully articulated. Ball joint there, which was always handy. He's quite lanky, isn't he? He looks weird wearing that armor. You just knew it wasn't Boba Fett when he walked into the cantina. Oh, it's swappable. It's not a helmet you put on, it's swappable, which is good. I'm glad you've done that, hasbro. You should do that. Because when he's not wearing it, it still looks like a helmet, if that makes sense. Have I put that on enough? Hang on a minute. Bear with me. There you go. Got it in now. I loved that episode, the one with the crate dragon. Look at that. He's awesome. It was like a gangly Boba Fett, wasn't it? First thing I thought was, that is not Boba Fett. But it was still cool. You thought, who is this? Gun there. I might put that in the holster. And then he's got this. He had that when they were on the speeder bikes and the Tuscans, the dogs appear. The Massifs. And I'm sure he gets a rifle like that. And then Mando does his... makes them, pacifies them. You got two jetpack things here. I don't think I'll be using them. I do like fire effects nowadays. I used to hate them. They were really difficult to get in. I think you have to take it off first. I'm never going to display them like that. But you've got that option. They've given you that extra plastic. God, I tell you what, Hasbro, if you just left those out, it could have been in a normal card pack, for God's sake. Could have been in a normal card pack with those in, but that looks quite cool, actually, with the flame behind. I'd take that back, folks. I like it. Just before he takes off, how about that? This feels like it's going to be spare now, but I might put it in his other hand. This is what I hate about 3 3/4 inch. It can be quite fiddly. And I hate it when guns leave people's hands and stuff. Well, how about that, folks? I'm not going to go any further. I just want to show you the figure. React to it. That is great. Beautiful figure, just as I knew it would be. Peg holes, I bet you any money, are going to be so shallow. So here is going to be another plug for my good man, Ian Butler from IB3D, who does the best peg stands in the world. Let's just do a test on a standard one. Nope, they're still shallow. It plugs on okay, actually. There's some figs that don't even do that. So you could have him on a classic stand, but... see what I mean? That's alright, isn't it? The stand I was talking about was... this is the stand I was talking about. So you can see that. they're just great, these stands, because you only hook on one leg. The other one's got space and room to flex. You know what I mean? You can have a wide stance, whatever you want to do. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of demonstrating that. You know what I mean? You can go beyond the stand. And before I leave you, I'm just going, that's great. I love this. I like it a lot. Before I leave you, I'm going to put its normal head on. Let's mount the camera. Think it through. And if you really wanted to, you could have a helmet like that underneath his arm, you know what I mean? Brilliant figure, Hasbro. I'll give you that. It's really good. I couldn't tell you what the 6-inch one looks like, but yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I literally haven't even looked to see. It's probably been out for years, knowing that lot, you know what I mean? Bruh. But we've got this now, and I tell you what, that's awesome. Shame I won't be able to keep one carded. You've lost a double purchasing customer, Hasbro, but still, at least I've bought one, and that is brilliant. Only One Kenobi here. Only one. Out.